Hello to my Leos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Leos, the 7-7 portal is now closed. Hopefully everybody got a chance to step through your portal and not look back. That's right. Step through that portal and not look back. I did post some information about the 7-7 portal both on TikTok and on my YouTube shorts. So hopefully you got a chance to take a look at it. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. Hopefully, wherever you are, the weather is beautiful. Hopefully, we are still in the full moon phase, even though the moon is in a gibbous moon phase. This reading is for the 12th through the 18th of July. We are still in the full moon phase, but it's technically a gibbous moon. So, thank you to all of you all who are sending me your full moon pictures so we can post and stay connected all over the world. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Coming back, welcome back. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can go to queenamunra.com. Let's get into it. Thank you for supporting my books. Patreon side, we have more videos going up over there. Don't forget to follow me on TikTok and all the other platforms, and I will definitely follow you back. Instagram, all of those. Everything. Let's do it. I am surrounded by people who encourage me. That's right. I'm surrounded by people who encourage me. That's important. That is important. I do see what I was hearing before I turned the camera on is for you all Leos is was that you are leaving behind people who the exact words I was hearing was lollygagging and pussyfooting. That's what I was hearing. Those are words I was hearing in my spirit. But basically, people that you've been carrying them on your backs. You've been carrying them on your backs like you have been the sunlight in people's lives. These are family members actually, because everybody right now are breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses in a very unique way, and the entire planet is under judgment. Pluto is currently retrograde in Aquarius, and Neptune is retrograde in Aries, right? So I have all that information, what you're supposed to do during this time, so you're not stressed out. I try to provide all that information for everybody. And Mercury is pre-shadow retrograde in Leo, right? So it goes retrograde very soon in Leo, Mercury, the communication planet. And so there's information on that too, so that you're not lost when you hear people say, well, you're not supposed to sign contracts during Mercury retrograde. You're not supposed to do this. It's a lot of misinformation floating around, but I have the information in print on both TikTok and on YouTube Shorts for those of you all who want the information. But yeah, everybody's breaking some kind of generational cycle, chain, and curse. And the best place to go for complete and total clarity is Source. Yeah, not your friends, not, mom or dad or cousin or siblings or whomever, even a reader. Go to Source, go to God, go to Most High, go to, the Creator, right? The one who created you. That's who you go to. Source is going to tell you first, and readers and pastors and preachers and rabbis and priests and everybody else. Source is going to use everybody else to confirm what Source told you first, right? Even if you're a reader yourself, Source is going to tell you first. Source is going to tell you first. So anybody else thinking that they have the answers for you first, they don't. I can tell you that right now. They do not. Source is going to be the clearest answer first, and this Source is going to get it to you the best way you receive. That's why I talk about your moon sign being just as important as your sun sign. So please pull your birth chart. Let's get into your reading. Hopefully you get confirmation in this reading. If you do, drop the comments below. But yeah, a lot of you all step through that portal and you're not looking back. You are not carrying people on your back anymore. And that's what this full moon in Capricorn is teaching people, is like, now that things are fully illuminated for you and you know what your generational cycle, chain, and curse that you are breaking, what you were assigned to do, you're no longer carrying people on your back. You're not paying bills. You're not babysitting. You're not filling up gas tanks. You're not, listen, you're not supporting people that's not supporting you. You're not being petty, but you're being a lot more meticulous and you're paying attention. right? So Leo's rule fifth house. Fifth house is about creativity and children. The fifth house encompasses creativity, play, leisure. It right in the fifth house. It's our activities. Here bring joy and delight, serving to reinforce a sense of being a special and unique individual. Children come under this house, as do romance and gambling. So you're not playing games. You're letting your inner child come out and play. If people have a problem with you shining bright, that's their problem. You're leaving them behind. You're not playing games anymore. You're not carrying people and their emotional issues on your back anymore. So that's on that. You're seeing things from a higher frequency. This is a temperance card. They're going to have to deal with whatever's going on in their spirit. You start to see things from a higher frequency. It's just causing too many issues in your relationships, with people who are high vibrational. It's causing too many issues. Yeah, yeah. It's like you had an angel on one shoulder and the devil on another. Y'all remember the Flintstones? Like, seriously, everybody has demons. That's everybody. This is the flesh, right? And so this is spirit, this is flesh, right? This is the vehicle that we use to get around, that the spirit uses to get around, right? So this has an expiration date. This does not. It's that simple. And so when people are running around here acting like, you know, they don't have temptations and they're holier than thou, and they walking around like they have a halo on their head, like they have, whatever. Source is saying no. Source is going to quickly let people know you could easily be put in that position. You could easily be put in that position, right? So source is saying you have a guardian angel that's watching over you, helping you to, remind you to keep you balanced out, to keep you balanced out. So yeah, you're surrounded by people who encourage you. You're in hermit mode now. Just receiving your downloads. A light has come on for you in hermit mode. You're learning how to be in receiving mode. This rules sixth house, and this is what I'm talking about. You're moving from fifth house to sixth house. Sixth house is where you're being a lot more meticulous. You're saying, okay, you're finding out, even though Leo rules fifth house, you're finding out what your zodiac sign is in fifth house, right? Because yeah, Leo's rule fifth house, but your zodiac sign may not be Leo in fifth house. Find out what your zodiac sign is in fifth house. So now you're tiptoeing into the sixth house. You're saying, okay, sixth house is ruled by Virgo. You're learning how to be more meticulous, detaching from other people's drama, chaos, and confusion, right? You're not trying to absorb all of that. So sixth house is all about health and well-being, right? So the sixth house is of work and service. Here we humble ourselves, the task at hand, the daily routines, duties, maintenance that put bread on our table and keep the body and mind in good working order. So for example, people could gain emotional weight from carrying other people's burdens on their back. They could end up filing for bankruptcy, repossessions, bad credit, all of those things, because they're so busy trying to help out, brothers and sisters and their kids, because somebody's other parent is not helping stuff out, like carrying the weight of their entire family. And for a person who's looking from the outside looking in, it can look like that person is not doing enough, right? So source is saying you are not judging people by, there may be an obsession, because could be an obsession of who they're trying to help. That is generational. Oh, they're lazy. This person, they could be trying to help somebody because that's what they learn. That's how they learn, to carry everybody else on their back. So that person is lazy. They're not doing enough. They're not moving fast enough. They're not X, Y, and Z, because somebody who is a Johnny come lately, just now coming into a picture, is looking at you and saying, okay, you're not doing enough, whatever. And you trying to carry everybody on your back like you're a donkey. So source is saying, look, you're not a mule. So you're in hermit mode now. Yeah. Other people wearing other people's skin. Here we have the King of Wands here, so people are trying to rush people, to a throne when people have been preyed upon their whole lives. And so people, like I said before, somebody was wearing someone else's skin, but they had been preyed upon their whole lives, scared to death, being in survival mode. Think about this: a big lion behind somebody's back, ready to pounce if they don't say something. scared to death. So somebody had a low vibrating lion behind their back, ready to pounce on somebody's back if they didn't say certain things when they had been preyed upon their whole lives. So living a nightmare, just trying to wake up. That can be exhausting, right? Somebody was saying, I got something I'm holding on to if you don't say certain things. Somebody was being threatened, right? A Capricorn was being threatened. This is Capricorn's card here. Yeah, so somebody who's in hermit mode, a light came on for them, to wake up and go into prayer warrior mode because they were having nightmares. So Source is saying to you, this is what you have in common with people when you wake up, and it's like it may not be your nightmare. And this is why I always tell readers, who are learning how to read cards, you can't assume that readers, if you're a reader, that people are telling their story. You could be having someone else, you could be having nightmares for someone else, and Source is saying you're interceding on someone else's behalf. So it may not be you experiencing something directly, it could be indirectly, right? So somebody was saying, I'm holding on to something, I got something on you. If you don't tell this lie, if you don't, if you don't tell this lie, stand up and tell this lie, whether it be in court or on stage or do something. If you don't stand up and tell this lie, but somebody else was getting the nightmare. It's like it was going out in the air. So on that particular frequency, somebody was picking something up. The vibration of sound was picking it up. Someone who is actually compassionate, someone who is not mirroring compassion, right? So Source is trying to help somebody understand how we're talking about balance. When people are operating in a spirit of fear. So, and how things can be created when people are operating in the spirit of fear. So Source is saying, looking at your cards here, this water here, somebody is really learning how to live. And Source is trying to just try to show you the difference between a high vibrating Leo and a low vibrating Leo, right? And that although you may be a high vibrating Leo, a low vibrating Leo will teach you why certain people they could have such a negative experience with a Leo that they'll put Leos in a negative category, where you may say, well, that wasn't me, I didn't do anything bad to somebody. But somebody could say, well, I had such a horrible experience with a Leo, look, I'm swearing off all Leos, period. It was so horrible, I'm just done. You say Leo, they all of a sudden they start getting triggered, right? So Source is saying that is why you're learning how to distance yourself from energies who are just a poor representation of just who you are, just as a Leo, and you're a high vibrating Leo, right? So even on my channel, when I speak highly of Leos on my channel, I know some people, they get triggered by that, but I'm just like, listen, try to heal from that the best way that you can so that you can get the benefit of being in the company of a high vibrating Leo. If somebody was made to feel worthless because somebody thought, okay, somebody's financially independent, you got the key to someone's home, but somebody didn't realize the cameras were rolling and somebody captured it. So now judgment is coming down on somebody. In court. Judgment is now coming down on two energies in court because it was captured on video. Something was captured on video because somebody told somebody to lie in front of a group of energies. This is what you have in common with somebody. Somebody told somebody to lie in front of a group of energies, and it caused somebody else to have nightmares. And somebody says, I got something on you. I got something on you, something that was done behind closed doors. I got something on you. In other words, somebody was set up. Okay, let's just put that out. Somebody was set up. Here's the Two of Wands. And Aries is involved in something. And Aries did something behind somebody's back. It wasn't the first time something was done. Aries did something behind somebody's back when they were a teenager to set them up. So this is a particular spirit. This is a particular spirit. Somebody who is very impulsive and somebody who is very controlling did something behind someone's back when they was a teenager. And a religious organization is behind something. So looking at the cards here, so we got the Hierophant and the Justice card, right? These two cards right here, this is Taurus and this is also Libra. Both are ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. This is how being connected to energies can have a domino effect, right? Because the Judgment card is an obsession. So somebody was obsessed with stopping someone's global travel, right? Stopping someone's global travel. And this is in the spirit realm, right? So, first of all, somebody did be something behind someone's back as a teenager. It's almost like, and I did a reading for you all one time before, Leo's, by how like sometimes you can be in a relationship, like if you're a single parent, let's say somebody's parents split up, right? Like these two wands are separate, right? Are separated. Let's say you and somebody are separated. You and a parent, you and somebody are separated, right? Y'all are apart. Y'all have like a legal separation, right? And somebody is jealous of, you're dating somebody who is jealous of your child, and they're constantly doing like sneaky stuff behind your back to get your child in trouble, right? That could be you, or like your other person is constantly doing sneaky stuff behind your child's back because they see your child as competition. They're not getting enough attention from you, so they're doing something to set your child up, because they mad at you. They won't come directly at you. They're doing something to get your child set up, to make it seem like your child is having teenage issues or problems. This is why it's so important to know, like as a prayer warrior, this right here, people coming under the guise of prayer, asking, what are you praying about? Well, let's pray together. You're openly praying. So it's just like sometimes you just need to know how to pray by yourself. You need to know how to pray by yourself because you don't know if somebody feels some kind of way about your child, especially when you're talking about blended households and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Source knows people's hearts. Source knows people's hearts, right? So when people think somebody's being negative or lying about something behind people's backs, people are telling people all the time, these are people's experiences. People have been in relationships with people where people have been jealous of people's kids. As a teenager, calling the police behind people's backs, trying to get people set up, trying to get people records before they even get a chance to even travel the world and get to their north node. They trying to move from first house to 12th house. They can't even get to their north node, which is 10th house. And this is what Source is trying to tell somebody. So if you have kids and you have a blended family, or you separated from somebody or whatever, and you got all these spirits coming in and out, these are spirits, and somebody's afraid that somebody's going to pounce on somebody. Source is saying somebody has been going through nightmares for a very, very long time, exhausted, can't even process their emotions. And this is why it's important as you're stepping through that 7-7 portal, getting ready for the Lionsgate portal 8-8 in, during Leo season, that you pay close attention to this. You're not carrying family members on your back who just expect for you to carry them on your back. That's what I'm looking at here. You're paying close attention to your inner child first and foremost. But if you have kids, you're paying attention to them. Grandkids, you're paying attention to them. Paying attention to like whoever your core, family is. You're paying attention to them. I mean, brothers and sisters and whoever else, cousins, all of that. Everybody has their own generational cycle chain and curse to break. I'm seeing you thriving, not in survival mode anymore. You don't have time to be issues with other people on the outside. This right here, people coming into people's lives, they don't know a full story. They're just simply familiar. They don't know a backstory about you, your family, this and that. They don't know anything. All they know is what they heard. Just the view they have, a window view. They don't even know you unless you give them full access. So that's what Source is trying to tell somebody. Somebody's about to go global, and I'm telling you, you're gonna have enough family members that's gonna be talking about you behind your back. If you file for bankruptcy, did you have something repossessed? Who you sleep with? You know, some of them that said they have your back, and these gonna be some low vibrating Leos. I'm trying to tell y'all, low vibrating Leos that can't wait to pounce on you as soon as you say, "I can't help you pay that bill. I can't help you babysit. I can't help you do this, that, and the other." They're gonna try to be your worst nightmare. Try. They're going to try it. But guess what? You're going to keep yourself sitting right on the throne. Like, go ahead and try it if you want to. Your arms are too short to box with God. That's going to be your only response. You're keeping it high vibrational because you're stepping into a whole new fate, new lease on life. Because some of them are still on the outside of that portal. They're on the outside of the 7-11, the 7-7 portal. That door is closed. You've seen everything you needed to see. They are still in relationship with some of your exes, ex-friends, and anybody who is in survival mode, anybody that's on that same frequency with them, they still connected to them. Yeah, so there's going to be a whole lot of left behind crew. I'm telling y'all, because of the unique way that people are breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses, and I'm telling y'all, the entire planet is under judgment. Don't take my word for it. Go look it up yourself. The same ones that's judging you are going to be judged. There's like this lion right here in the background. That's just Leo's symbol. You are not in lion form. That's your symbol, right? Source is saying to you, you're sitting on your throne very regal, a prayer warrior, right? And so you're the one that's trying to expand. You're the one that's trying to travel. You have the whole world in front of you. This is you right here facing forward, whether you're a man or woman. Remember, this is genderless. You're facing forward, and you're not moved by people who talk about people behind their back, family, friends, whatever the case may be. And while people still saying they got somebody's back, that's talk that's double-sided. It's like a split tongue right here, like a split tongue. Either you got people's back or you don't have somebody's back. So something has been a nightmare for people. Something has been a nightmare for people because I'm telling you this, some of y'all can produce paperwork of how you all have filed for bankruptcy or how you all have had repossessions or lost things or been put out of your homes and everything while you have been helping loved ones and family members. And that's real. And so the same ones who said they got your back and this, that, and the other, and the same ones that you all have been helping out and you've been doing X, Y, and Z. But the moment you start thriving, as long as you're a nightmare, they'll sit there and talk to you all day long. This is part of spell work. As long as you're talking about nightmares, they sitting right there continuing that spell work. This is circulation of spell work, dark spell work. But the moment you start thriving behind closed doors, they right there to deliver that last sword in your back. Because they can't, because this is them right here. They cannot let go of people. They cannot cut off people who have been cold-hearted to them because those same people are telling them they got something on them. They can't tell those people later for y'all. I don't care what you got on me. Go ahead and use it if you want to. I'm still cutting you off. They don't have the heart to tell people. Go ahead and try to use it if you want to. I'm seeking legal action or whatever the case may be. Or whatever people are saying they got on people. They rather just, sink lower into whatever. They're afraid to cut people off. So, but you gonna get your key right here, unlock your door, close that off. It's sending back all spell work because that's your whole new lease on life. Yeah, you're creating something brand new. This Ace of Cups is speaking to your fourth house, right? Because you're taking it back. Remember, you all roll fifth house, right? So it's taking you back to your fourth house. Fourth house is about home and family, right? So from the beginning. Somebody could have a new love coming across their path. You're talking about home and family. That describes your home and place of safety and retreat, both literally and metaphorically. It's a crucible of family and container of lineage and ancestry, contributing to our sense of heritage. You taking it to eighth house. You're going to be talking about eighth house because somebody is a very compassionate person, right? Eighth house is about intimacy and shared possessions. Like, in other words, somebody's like, you're not keeping any secrets from the start, from the very beginning. Intimacy and shared possessions. The eighth house is where we encounter many of the darker aspects of life. So here we can experience loss and emotional crisis, but also deep transformation. The eighth covers the intimacies of relationships and the complexities of shared finances, and also the 12th house. 12th house is service and sacrifice. The 12th house suggests dissolution and release, a place outside of time where life returns to the primal waters before the cycle, of the house begins again at the ascendant, right? And so here we can experience sacrifice, but also selflessness and devotion. So when you're starting out from the beginning, when your emotions are involved, and you're talking about your fourth house, your eighth house, and your 12th house, and so you're letting people know off top, okay, what gives you joy? You're talking about like this is your sacral chakra, right? What gives you joy and your then intimacies. Source is saying these energies that's talking about you behind your back, you can leave all that other stuff, these cold-hearted energies, outside of your vault door. They can't use anything against you. You already discussed it at the root. Talking about the root and sacral chakra. So these energies who like to sit back and talk about people behind their back, you sit back and you listen. You just listen. You're like, oh, okay. They like to talk about this, but really what they're talking about is themselves. They're talking about that they're the ones that's afraid because people have something on them. They like to talk about who filed for bankruptcy, who had, repossessions, who, credit scores this, who did this, because they've broken into people's stuff in the physical realm or their computer or mirrored stuff. They've done illegal stuff to gain access into people's lives, causing people nightmares. They've done this kind of stuff because how else would they know? They're familiar spirits because they're not coming up Front Street. You see, the lion is behind somebody, not in the front. When was the last time you saw a lion form words and start talking? Somebody is very low vibrational. So Knight of Swords, this is you staying focused. The two energies have been a nightmare to two other energies. And so it's saying to you, you're staying very focused. You're not running away from anything, but you're a quick thinking person. You take action quickly. The source is saying to you, yeah, you have so much in common with people that's not even funny. People have come because, again, when you're dealing with the low vibrational side of yourself, when you dealing with, like people who operate in the flesh, of the same zodiac sign, you're saying to yourself, okay, I know exactly what the shadow side of you've come from because you've already dealt with that. You've dealt with the shadow side of yourself. So you know what those energies are capable of, whether it's their sun sign or moon sign. You already know what they're capable of. So you already know how to handle those type of energies. So you're not a fool, but you're leaving foolishness behind. And that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. So yeah, some people, they just don't want to do the work. They rather exhaust other people and call them lazy. So that's what I'm seeing here. Emotionally, you're going to feel like you hit the jackpot. Well, something has come full circle. You're learning how to create very firm boundaries. Very firm boundaries. And this is, again, Saturn return. Saturn return. This is your Saturn return. Whoever you are, this is Saturn return, which happens every 29 and a half years. It doesn't have to be exactly 29 and a half years, but it's a major life change for somebody. Some kind of a major life change where you're talking about balance, angel on one shoulder, devil on the other shoulder. But this is the physical body, like metaphysics. We're talking about this right here, the physical body where the spirit is housed. This is the spirit. This is and you're choosing. Am I operating in the flesh, or letting spirit take over. You're making a choice. But somebody is just tired of dealing with vain, vengeful, green with envy spirits. Somebody is very balanced out, whole and complete. Yeah. So again, somebody's extremely smart, right? Again, this is genderless, colorless, and tarot. This is illustrator. But anyway, so who somebody now is like, you've kind of sort of just been on a ledge, just kind of sort of like you vibrating high. You're flying high above crows. You're just not carrying people on your back anymore. So you're surrounded by people who encourage you, right? You're hanging in there with yourself. You made a lot of sacrifices and you're hanging in there with yourself. So let's see. Let's close this out. Let us close this out. Individuality, right? Every person has their own personalized study plan in this earth school. I'm telling y'all, in this cycle here, every zodiac sign is meeting the dark side of themselves, right? The shadow side of themselves. So high vibrating Leos have encountered the shadow side of themselves, whether it's in the sun sign or moon sign. Yep. So don't let pride get in your way. What did I say? Moon and Leo. Somebody has a moon and Leo. Somebody doesn't want to do the emotional work. They don't want to do, the emotional work. So it's easy to say everybody else is lazy, right? So they just come just vaguely familiar with, someone else's past traumas, but doing illegal stuff behind the scenes. So your next love interest will make you happier, whoever you are. I mean, if you already have one, that's, you're not trying to break up any happy relationships or happy homes. But if somebody is single, yeah, but somebody was just, two energies were just obsessed with ending. Was hidden in the judgment card as death. And we're talking about a physical death. We're not talking about just a phasing people out. We're talking about a physical death. We're talking about a sacrifice. Okay. So whatever these energies are trying to sacrifice, these are copycats trying to sacrifice. They feel like they hit the jackpot with two energies and they were trying to sacrifice, take these energies up out of here. The source says that's not happening. They try to attack them on every front, put them in a situation where they were in wilderness situation, following them around the world wherever they travel to, whether it was local travel or traveling around the world, worldly travel, just obsessed, talking to whoever they were talking to, lying and saying somebody was on some kind of high-speed chase running away from something, saying somebody was in some kind of sex trafficking ring or something, getting people put out of their homes. But people actually had video footage of some people. They would, when I say doing the absolute most, yeah, things are starting to flow to you like water. You're doing a throat chakra cleanse, and your gifts have actually increased. Your spiritual gifts have increased. So she's learning how to speak some things into existence. Angel Raphael, the healer and protector of travelers, is with you. And so the best is yet to come, but you're closing out cycles in love. It's time to release the burden. And so somebody secretly has a crush on you, and somebody wants the best for you, and everything in moderation, but you're leaving some people behind. Wealth is within your reach, and the new one is extra special. Drink more water as a form of self-care. I see you being booked and busy and not burdened and bitter, whoever you are. But yeah, whoever these energies are, like to try to play God over people's lives. But I'm telling you, a lot of people are not carrying people into the next phase of their life. They're not carrying friends, family members, people who don't want to do the energy work. They don't want to do the energy work. They just want to ride on people's coattails And the fact that you all are ruled by the sun is exposing that. It's exposing family members, friends who don't want to do the work. The ones who talking about, people's credit, or they can't keep this and can't keep that, but they not telling, oh, how people paying people's bills and how people making major sacrifices for other family members, and they keep crossing boundaries. So yeah, here we have fertility. So yeah. So something is going to grow. Something is going to grow the way that you want it to grow. Your relationship with somebody is going to grow the way you want it to grow, and however you want it to grow. 77. I am brave. So it's time to move on from old patterns and habits and fears. Now is the time to walk in the direction of your biggest desires and ambitions. Now is the time to be bold and brave. Yeah, you're closing out a cycle with two energies. They're going to be asking why, what had happened, all of that. But whatever. People tend to know when cycles close out. They know why. They already know why. They just asking you to see what you going to say. But you know your worth and your value. You have been worthy to belong to love all along without any need to improve, Leos. In fact, you are love itself. There it is. Boom. Any last messages, source, for my Leos? Let me see. Here's another oracle card. But yeah, that's what it is. This is the year 9, 2025. Things are starting to flow to people like water. People are kind of sort of, breaking out of the norms. That's the number 8. You're breaking change. You're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. The 8 turned to the side looks like a chain. You breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. People are no longer feeling like they got to carry the weight of the entire family. Everybody has their own unique cycle, chain, and curse that they've been assigned to break. And so it can be scary when you're the first person in the family to do something, whether it's graduating from school, becoming the first millionaire, the first person to host a dinner at your house, and the way that everybody's doing it, it's going to make people feel like they're full because Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. But guess what? Once it comes out of retrograde, it's going to be in and out of retrograde, station direct, retrograde, but it's going to be in Aquarius until 2043. So guess who's going to be looking like a fool until 2043? The entire planet. Because everybody's going to be judged by how they're breaking generational cycles, chains, and curses. Somebody's going to be standing in judgment, lips twirled up like they sucking on a lemon by how somebody else is breaking some kind of a generational cycle, chain, and curse. Not your problem. Six of Cups here. So something with you're going to learn how to just take the good memories with you. Once you learn how to move on, you're going to realize, you know what? I'm taking the good memories with you. You're starting to travel light. This is what somebody is realizing. You're learning how to travel light. I'm taking the good memories with me. When I close out cycles, I'm taking the good memories with me. That's how people thrive. You take the good memories with you. Six of Cups is death. I mean, it connects us with Scorpio by way of death, that card, right? So when something ends, when a job ends, I'm taking the good memories with me. If I don't go to that church, mosque, or temple anymore, guess what? I'm taking the good memories with me. If a friendship ends, I'm taking the good memories with me, right? If any kind of relationship ends, well, however it is, I'm choosing to take the good memories with me. That's it, and that's all. I had no control over whatever everybody else take with them. They could say you. They could say you the seed of Satan. It doesn't matter. But you are choosing to take the good memories with you. That's it, and that's all. Because who has time for the rest of it? Life is too short. You choosing to take the good memories with you. You closing the door, you moving on. And that's what I'm saying for you. You are not a fool. You are not boo-boo. The fool. I'm serious. That is what I have for you. But you are not letting pride get in your way. So that's what I have for my sunshines on today. Hopefully you all are having a fabulous weekend. But yeah, you are not letting pride get in your way. Is the Empress card? Yeah, you're not carrying people on your back. You have too many spiritual gifts. Way too many spiritual gifts to be letting it affect your eating habits. You know what I'm saying? Like you have all this, like emotional eating because you stressed out trying to, how am I going to help this person with this, and how am I going to help this person with that? They getting good sleep at night. You're the one that's stressing over their stuff. Mm-mm. No ma'am and no sir. You will not be doing that ever again. I can tell you that right now. That will not be happening ever again. You're starting to let whoever think whatever. So you're gonna learn how to pray for people and just be done with it. That's what I have for you, Leos. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.